Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Kamen Zero Spike back again once again today, people. Today we're here for Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger episode 16, and it is the debut of Boon Violet. Violet. He was basically like the whole just embodiment of, hey, I'm better than you. And that's the whole thing with this episode, with his personality, so to speak. He's just like, yeah, I'm better than all y'all. Okay, I'm better than all y'all out here. Okay, I'm better than you. My suit's cleaner than yours. I'm the guy. Okay, I'm the top. Like, he literally says that. He's like, I'm the top. He's like, we got one of those like pretentious, I'm better than you kind of characters, and I kind of felt that coming with the way he smiles. I don't know. I like him. I really do. I'm not the biggest fan of purple. I'm not, but the suit's kind of growing on me now that I actually like see it in action and see him using it. But yeah, man, it seems like he's like a combination of everybody to a degree, I guess. Like he's from Earth. He is from Earth, and they basically said in the episode that he was a kid. He like, they didn't confirm it, but they basically said that someone with the same name as him, his name is Homura, by the way. They say that this kid named Homura went missing 10 years ago, and they basically saying that this is him, like this is his home planet. And he gets to his home planet, and he's just like, he gets back to Earth with his boy Beyond or Beyond Diesel, and they're basically delivering something. So like, they're basically like delivering something, and then they're delivering something to Cannonborg, which is this sword. They're basically delivering this sword to him. And when he gets there, you know, he surprises Bofun and Natasha and Yadokar. Like, but Yadokar has just gotten snappy lately. It's like Yadokar has just gotten, and he's like in his teenage phase where he's not even a cute baby anymore. He's just a freaking whiny, bratty child now. And they always have to shut him up because he doesn't like Cannonborg. We all know that, but he's just a big baby now. And I just like, what happened? I don't like it. I don't like it. He wasn't like this with he wasn't like this with Mad Rex, but yeah, like I don't like it. But he gets there with Beyond D, and he's delivering this item to him for Cannonborg, and it seems like he's gonna be that type of character that plays kind of like the both sides, or maybe he's gonna be that character who does whatever he wants to do, you know. And when he gets to Cannonborg, when he gives the thing he delivered to Cannonborg, apparently it's this big sword. It's like this big sword. It's like a car, but has like a sword sticking out of it, blade sticking out of it type thing. And they use this sword to create a new auto monster, which is a sword based auto monster. So we see that throughout the rest of the episode, throughout most of a part of the episode, we see that he's kind of like around the city, and he's seeing all the Boonboomger, but he's kind of like following them around, and he's kind of like hassling them. Like with Joe, Joe's trying to help this kid get a balloon, and he ends up getting the balloon first and giving it to the kid. We see that he's following Sashiro around and like proving that he's faster than him. Like, I didn't even know that they can use their boom boom changers. I didn't know they can use that to like run fast. I didn't know they can do that, but we see Sashiro do it, and he turns to Sashiro and is like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "What's wrong? Are you tired of getting lapped?" And then he even talks to Joe, like he's like, "Hey, no need to thank me, boy. I'm the top guy around here." And then he even steals freaking Genba's job, where he walks past Genba and says, like, "Hey, the job's already done, buddy." And the guy is like, "Oh, sorry, Genba. I know I called you, but that guy already procured the item I needed." And Genba's like, "What the f?" And then we see excuse me, we see Mira, who's working at this restaurant, because this girl's resume is going to be freaking awesome. But yeah, she's working at this restaurant and she slips and falls. He's there, he comes in, he catches her and pulls a Spider-Man and catches her, but then also catches all the things that she was about to drop. And then he tells her, he was like, hey, you need to watch your feet next time. And it's just like he's like messing with everybody, right? So we all know how this team is. They tell each other everything. They'll be like, hey, but we don't, it happens like off screen, but we kind of like, we expect it to happen, because this team, you know, this is one of the best teams is Sentai, in my opinion, when it comes down to like teamwork and communication. So we see that Taya already knows that he's doing all this stuff, because obviously everybody else has told him it's Taya, it's Red Ranger, and Taya's getting ready to leave, but he's the only person that Taya didn't beat, right? So he goes up to Taya, and Taya's getting ready to leave in his car and everything, and he says like, oh, sorry, he says, sorry, I beat you, I already delivered what I was supposed to be delivering. And then like he kind of like fights Taya. He kind of like holds up his weapon to Taya, which is his changer is called the Boom. Was it the Boom controller or Boom Boom controller? And turns out it's actually a thing that Boon Boon made. A lot of the things that Boon Boon made, and they did talk about how when Cannonball came here, they talked about how his signal, it was a signal that came, but his signal disappeared. But they did notice when Homura got here, because his signal had the same signal as everything else Boonboomger, which the Boom Boom changers and the Boom Boom cars, which Boom Boom explained that like everything that I make has the same signal, even with both the different kinds of changers all have the same signal. The Boom Boom cars have the same signal, and whatever just fell into this had the same signal. So we end up seeing that so he's talking with Taya, and then he sees how Taya is reacting to him. Taya's kind of like we're doing his Taya thing, and Taya's getting ready to shoot him and stuff like that, and then Homura just walks off, and he's like, you leaving? And he's like, hey, my name is Homura Sakito. It's Homura Sakito. And he said, remember my name, boy. He said, remember my name, I'm gonna be back, you're gonna see me again. Yeah. I'm like, oh, he didn't say that, but it's basically that. It's the demeanor of this guy. It's like, he's not a Jeremy. Jeremy was like, calm. He was kind of like, he was smart, sweet guy, very, kind of like very elegant kind of dude. But this guy needs to be in a delinquent anime or delinquent show, like, cause this guy is just straight up delinquent. but yeah, so everybody's kind of wondering who he is, because they haven't seen him in his range. Like the Hashirans, they saw him in his ranger form, and they saw Beyond Diesel with him. But the rest of the regular ranger team, they saw him in his civilian / like human form, out of suit. They saw him then. So we see that we get back to Cannonborg and the rest of our three, and we see that they end up using that sword to create a new auto monster, which is a sword-based auto monster. And he basically sends this auto monster out to basically collect gas line. And while he's like attacking and doing all the gas line stuff, our team goes out to go take him out. And they get to him, and they having a hard time fighting him, because the more and more you attack him, the more energy he basically, or gas line, he basically absorbs, making his sword strong, making his dual sword, his dual sword hands to get stronger, and they have no way of really harming him. So, and that's also when Cannonborg makes his big appearance, and he actually shows himself to the Boonboomger, and that's when they realized that the other signal that disappeared, that came to Earth, was Cannonborg, and he's been in hiding and working in the backgrounds this whole time. So they're having a hard time fighting him, and that's when Homura comes in. He talks for a second. He hinges up. He ends up using the Boom Boom controller. But then that's when Boom Boom realizes, like, why is that here? I threw that away. And Boom Boom explained that the Boom Boom controller, he created it to help himself go faster in the BBG. But he said that he could never get the hang of it, so he threw it out. And Gimba was like, why does a human? So if that's the case, then why does a human have it? Like, how did he get it? If you threw it away, how did he get it? So yeah, we see that we see that Homura transforms, and his transformation sequence is actually pretty cool. I like the sound. I like how he uses it. I guess, and the Boom controller also doubles as like a bow and arrow or a crossbow. It kind of doubles as that. And when he transforms, it's pretty cool. Yeah, alright, then he goes in there and starts beating up on the monster. When he beats up the monster, he does end up using 2 ultimate attacks. He does one ultimate attack where he's actually like driving his car. He has like one of those like he has a race car, but it's like I forgot what kind of cars those are. But yeah, he's turning into like basically like his race car form, and he slashes it. And he ends up breaking the sword monster's sword arms, and then he ends up using his ultimate attack, which is an arrow attack through the guy's gut, and he beats him. We don't get no mech stuff in this episode either. We see the Boom Boom cars, like we see everybody in the beginning of the episode racing each other, and then that's when we see when he ends up getting to Earth, he crashes their race and he goes through them, and then that's when we get the whole explanation of the Boom Boom signals and things like that. Like he interrupted their race, and everybody's like, what was that? Who was that? How did it? What was that thing? But yeah, so he ends up defeating the monster. And after he defeats the monster, everybody and their reaction to seeing him was like, what another Boonboomger, like what's going on here, and things like that. So yeah, our episode basically ends with them talking to him, saying that, why are you here, what do you want? And he basically says, I'm here to find the guy that made this. And he shows them his changer, and he basically says that, I'm here to find the guy who made this. And then that's when Boom Diesel walks in, and he says that he's talking about Boom Dario. I'm looking for Boom Boom. I'm looking for him. And then like Boom Boom's like, what? Boom Diesel? Like, what are you talking about? And then ISA girl's like, who is that? He was like, that's Boom Diesel. He was my rival in the BBG, and he was the guy that was always ahead of me. I could never get past him, like type guy. And the episode ends right there. So man, what a debut episode this was. This guy, he's already ticking me off like the whole time. He's not really ticking me off. It's just like he's the cool guy, but he's also sort of like a dick at the same time. And I feel like he's gonna be that guy. I feel like the team isn't really gonna get along with him. I really do feel like that, especially how the way next week's episode is gonna turn out. I don't like this dude, but it's a lot of mystery behind him. Most likely we're going to get his backstory. We still haven't got a lot of the other characters back. We still haven't got some of the other characters backstory with it. We still haven't gotten Taya's backstory. We still haven't gotten Sashiro's backstory. So or even Genba's. So it's like we got another backstory dude to worry about. We don't even got Boom Boom's backstory all like that. We got stuff on him this episode, but man, like it's the fact that he was a guy that he was someone who went missing 10 years ago. I guess that's when he left Earth 10 years ago, and ever since then he's been like a racer or traveling around the universe or doing whatever, because apparently he knows the Hashirara-sen's boss, because he's been to the HQ of them mentioned in this episode after Cannonborg asked him like, who is is everybody at HQ doing well? So it's like, of course, so like obviously he's been to the Hashirara-sen HQ, and obviously he may know the boss. So yeah, so we don't know. This guy must have been traveling around the universe, and he says he's like the universe's best cleaner, and he likes handling all his problems with chaos. So it seems like this guy's like a polar opposite maybe to Taya. I'm thinking maybe he's like an opposite to Taya. That's what I'm getting at. But other than that, I can see the team like really not not like flying or digging this guy because of how his personality is gonna be. He's probably gonna be one-upping them a lot in this episode, a lot in with the coming episodes and stuff like that. So yeah, man. Also, how did he get the changer in the first place? We're most likely gonna get all these answers, but what do you guys think? How do you guys think he got the changer? Because Boom Boom said he threw it away, like, which is weird because as an inventor, like, when you invent things, a lot of the inventors don't just straight up throw stuff away. They kind of like keep a bunch of stuff in storage, or a bunch of failed experiments somewhere else, or failed stuff they built like somewhere else. They wouldn't straight up just throw it away. I feel like it was a little irresponsible on Boom Boom's part. But other than that, he was not in the ending jingle, the ending dance song or whatever in this episode. So I guess it's supposed to signify that he's not part, like a real true blue member of the team yet. I can see him being part of it eventually. But other than that, you guys let me know down in the comment section below what you guys think about this episode of Bakuage Sentai Boonboomger. Did you like it? Did you hate it? What do you think of Boon Violet? Now that you've seen him in action, seen what he does, and seen his personality, what do you think of this guy? Because right now, I'm 50-50 with him. But yeah, you guys let me know all that down in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys next time. And remember, stay hidden.